Hello, fellow Bills fans. Sean Rogers, Realtor and lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes team. Did you know that real estate is one of the best ways to build wealth? And right now is one of the best times to own an investment property in Arizona? Please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions so we can take the next step to your financial freedom here in the Valley of the Sun utilizing real estate. As always, God bless America and go Buffalo!
What's going on, Tommy? This is Tailgate Talk.
All right.
My name is Mike. I am the host. My partner in crime is right next to me. That's Tommy from the MSR. How you doing, buddy?
What up, Mikey? 2 weeks of missing Buffalo Bills football. By the way, listen. I'm gonna become a millionaire in about 5-10 years, Mikey. I'm gonna be calling you Mr. Rogers for that fucking home. I want that exact home that you're showing in the beginning with the golf. I won't never play golf, but whatever. It's just cool to have, and I want that home. So I'll be talking to you soon. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Sheba Arby, right?
Yeah,
You know,
baby.
It's going up and down. I've taken a look. You know,
I'm 25,000 up, Mikey.
Are you? Damn,
On
nice.
a 2,000 investment.
Nice. Oh, so you got in real
baby.
early. You got in real early.
I got May.
Nice.
I got in
May. Nice. Good for you. That's the way to go. So tonight's show will be all about the Dolphins and the Dolphins week. We're back from the bye. We will have a special guest in about 10 minutes or so. We have Captain D, who is a Dolphins fan. He's going to come on in, tell us what's going on with his team, and then we can pepper him with a bunch of questions to find out what's really going on with his team, because the Dolphins are not what we expected going into this year. You know, it is a mess. And you know, I never like saying I feel bad for a AFC East rival, but we were there for 17 years. I have a feeling I know what he's.
I don't feel bad for it. I don't feel bad for anybody. I don't feel bad for the Lions. I don't feel bad for anybody. Like, I fucking lived enough pain and sorrow. I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, you got to go through it, brother.
That works. So up in the chat, let's see who's in here. We have James FX90. We have Logan. We have Nathan S. We have Shivas Gold. DM Mag. So a lot of our originals. Daniel Garies is in the house. So we have a lot of our originals that are coming in. We usually pick up steam as we go. But how's everybody doing tonight? Are you excited for football again? Buffalo Bills football's back.
It's been forever, bro. It feels like forever, right? Like, I hate, bro, even Monday night games.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I missed a week. I don't know why. Like, I'm so used to Sundays, but 2 weeks, it's like a fucking, and after a loss, by the way, it's even longer. It's like prison, man. Like,
Did you watch the game last night?
No, I'll be honest, I did not.
Okay,
well, I did not.
There was a play at the end where Kyler Murray was scrambling. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and the ref called first down. Where was that call 2 weeks ago in Tennessee?
I didn't see the play. So
oh God, yeah, no, it was bad. Like the referee was horrible. It came down to Kyler Murray drove him from the 1 yard line.
I saw the AJ Green play. On the internet.
Yeah. So with that, AJ Green thought it was a run play. They're on like the 18-yard line with 14 seconds and no timeouts. Why would you be running the ball?
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking there. And I love AJ. I'll be honest, I love AJ Green. I think he's a fucking awesome player, or he was. But he's new on the team. I mean, obviously he's getting older, and who knows what was going in his mind? I have no idea.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, like his mind was somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, no, it was very much different, DM Mag. I don't, you know, I was just saying that call when he got.
I knew the Cards were lose though.
Yeah,
I called the Cardinals losing. Did you have the Cardinals?
Well,
losing?
I had the Cardinals losing with the on the spread.
Okay.
I thought they might still win the game. I didn't realize that JJ Watt was going to be shut down when I made the pick.
What a fucking thank God.
And then they lost Hopkins in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, Bills fans, Bills Mafia, I was kind of up for it too, but thank God we didn't get him. I'll tell you, and I'll quick say this really quick about the Bruce
Mhm.
Smith thing. This is why I'm telling you the 200 sack thing is very tough. Guys like
Oh
that.
God, yes.
Listen, JJ Watt is a fucking unbelievable player. He's a phenom, but when you get to a certain age, staying
Mhm.
healthy is tough, right? And being like getting your sacks like that, all that stuff starts to diminish. And he's not JJ Watt. He's not what he was, and it shows you. Look, got 10. Arizona's going to eat that. They're going to eat that, and now he's done.
Yeah.
That's it. He's a phenomenal player when he's healthy.
But as you get older, your body breaks down.
Bro, that's how it works. And Bruce Smith is a fucking, I tell you, it's only a certain amount of players that can do this.
Reggie White.
Or Bruce Smith, Reggie White. Even Reggie White, though. If Reggie White stayed in the league a little longer, he would have trumped Bruce Smith. Let's be real.
Yep.
But he couldn't. Bruce Smith is a freak, right? So is Frank Gore. So is Adrian Peterson. But there are very few players like that.
Yeah.
And it's just not, I'm telling you.
Listen,
I
get
with
that
200 sack.
Daniel Gary's, they didn't even measure it. Like I was dumbfounded when I saw that. He got back to the line of scrimmage. The ref looked down, realized there was a line of scrimmage and called first down. And then they rushed to the line. Like the people upstairs didn't even call down for a measurement. It was the weirdest thing.
I don't like that. If you're upstairs and that whole new like rule thing they got, then fucking do your job. Like, I get the refs make mistakes, but if you're up there and you have that opportunity, then do your fucking job. I don't get how their fucking plays up like that, but I get it.
Mr. Rogers Holmes
Mr.
is in the
Rogers.
house. He's in the house. Anyways, I wanted to quickly kind of go into what's going on with the injury report. So let me pull that up really quick.
Very upset about this.
The injury report.
God damn it.
Brown and Zimmer are both questionable.
I know.
Did you
players
see,
I love.
Yeah. Did you see that that McDermott came out and talked about Cody Ford today? Said he was getting better. He handled it the right way. So you know what that's telling me? Cody Ford's going to be starting this week.
Whoa. I've heard that talk since year one. I'm glad Cody Ford. Good for you, buddy.
He
won't be starting the week after.
Well, it depends on how bad this back injury is. He's coming off of a bye week with a back injury.
You're right. Yeah, that's
so
weird.
What exactly happened?
Right.
You know, and then on the Dolphins side, they have Igbenogany who's questionable. They have the linebacker Baker who's questionable, Parker's who's questionable, and their center who's questionable. And I believe Byron Jones was also limited all week, or Brandon Jones. One of the Joneses was limited all week to one of their safeties. But you know, we'll get into the injury talk with Captain D when it comes in. But I wanted to touch base on that because when I heard him start bringing up Cody Ford's name and talking about how well he's done and he's fighting for his job again, and that just
he won't get it back. I'm telling you. Even if he has to play 2 weeks, they're high on Spencer Brown, bro. I'm telling you. And Cody Ford is just like, as much as you like him, and I like the guy too. I hope he works out, but I don't know, brother.
Daniel, I have no idea how Spencer Brown got hurt. We didn't hear nothing about how or anything. He came back the first practice. He did not practice. That's all we got. No update on how it happened or what's happened. It's just he's been DNP all week.
It could have been in the game, and it was something we didn't see. You know how that is.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it happens, and it hits you later. You know, maybe
he could have been dealing with this all of last week, but because no one was there, we wouldn't have known.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, I'd rather him sit this game, even next game against Jacksonville.
Or the next game against the Jets.
Right. And get ready for that. The playoffs, to be honest with you. Like, I don't mind that. Even Matt Milano. I'll tell you what, like now, in hindsight, maybe we should have sat Matt Milano against Titans. In hindsight. I'm just saying, because he didn't look right. I'll be real with you. He didn't look.
I moved on from the Titans game.
No, I'm just saying. I'm talking about Matt Milano. You're talking about injuries. I'm saying Matt Milano. He didn't seem 100. Am I right or am I wrong there?
No,
didn't
he
seem
looked like a robot running out there.
There you go. So I'm saying, if you in hindsight, he should have sat, right? In hindsight, like now thinking back, maybe we should have sat Matt Milano that game. And a lot of fans, I remember a lot of Bills Mafia was like, maybe we should sit Matt Milano. Maybe we should, and maybe they should have. Maybe they should have, but they didn't. And it is what it is. We're here today.
Zach Steele comes in and says Brown's 6'8", 6'9". He could be prone to back injuries. I don't know. I'm like 5'9". I don't have those problems.
Big dude,
so, yeah. But anyways, you know what? We have Captain D in the waiting room. We'll go ahead and bring him in. And we'll start talking a little bit of Dolphins.
Let's do it.
We'll let the chat ask some questions as well. So, Captain D, what's going on, bud? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I just want to come out and say thank you, Tailgate Talk, for having me on, Mafia Sports Report. And I really appreciate you guys having me on. But there is some business that must be conducted real quick. I want to give a quick shout out. To the Arizona Cardinals for losing last night. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to serve one tonight. It should have been last night, but I'm a little bit late since the show is today, to keep that tradition, that streak going from the 1972 Miami Dolphins of the undefeated season. And I just want to start that off. Thank you, Arizona Cardinals, for that.
Just some positive news
it's a hell of a
in
thing.
Finn country, right? Some positive news with the Finns. You gotta take your wins where you can get them.
Exactly. That's all we can do right now is be positive. So that's a positive note I'll start on.
Nice. I figure we'll start with the quarterback. Obviously, it's the biggest news out there. The Deshaun Watson rumors. Flo came out today, was kind of cornered by the media, and was peppered with questions. And he said, that Tua is the guy unless an injury happens. So what do you read into that?
Flo's going to say what he has to say to be politically correct. If he were to come out and say that, even though, some of the moves that he's made, cutting players that we signed or haven't produced on the field. But, I think he's trying to do the right thing by saying, hey, you're our guy. There's a lot of noise in the background, but, as of right now, going forward, you're our man. And that's, going into Buffalo, this is a tough task. You're our next starting quarterback. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to talk before we get into more, I want to talk a little bit about the injury report that's come out. You have a laundry list of guys who were on that, report this week. You came out that Igbenogany is questionable, Baker's questionable, Parker's questionable, and your center, Mance is questionable. But then I also saw both X and Byron Jones were out a lot this week, dealing with multiple injuries. You had another Jones who's a safety, who's been limited all week long.
Brandon Jones,
Tua is still dealing with his rib issue. Like, what's going on with those? Are they all going to play? And is that part of what is happening with your defense, that all these guys are hurt and that's why they're not living up to the expectation?
Well, in the NFL, obviously injuries are that's a dime a dozen right now. That's a big issue, being how physical the sport is, but that's not an excuse. I think they're going to be a go. I think they're going to play. Devontae Parker, he's a little bit more fragile than most. But hey, it would be great if we can get Devontae Parker back. That's a huge plus. But I think X and Byron Jones are going to be good to go. Baker, I'm a little bit questionable about. I think he seemed a little iffy on his return. That's going to be, I think, a game time decision as far as Baker. The offensive line, the center, I mean, we've been mixing and matching all season so far. So, someone's got to step up. No excuses.
So the difference in your O-line this week from the last time that we played, you guys kicked Jackson into left guard, and you guys are starting the rookie Eichenberg, correct?
Correct.
Out there.
Correct.
But have you guys sat your right tackle Davis yet? Because I think he's the one that did the most of the Olays.
No, we have not. He's still starting at right tackle, and hey, coach him up. No excuses.
Coach him
Coach
up.
him up. Coach him up. No excuses. This is the big leagues right now, and this is the hand that we chose. So coach him up.
So let me ask, because that goes into my next question that I wanted to talk to you about. Which is the O line. Is it truly because I'm hearing I watch a little bit of the other when we play the other teams in our division. I watch a little bit of their streams and their content creators, and I'm hearing an argument or a debate within the Finns community that is it a Greer issue or is it a flow issue? So because Brandon Bean for the Bills drafts traits, hands them over to Sean McDermott and his staff and says, "Okay, coach them up." Is that how it's working in Miami? And is it a flow issue? Or is the GM just, are they not seeing eye to eye here?
Right. Or is it a combination of them both?
That's and I think
that's the big question. Basically, I want to ask too, is Flo and Greer oil and water? Like, are they not meshing? Is really what I want to know too. Like, is everything not peaches and cream over there? Not paradise in Miami? Like, what is going on behind closed doors? Because I don't think it's right. Something's going on.
Well, I think obviously, you're correct. Obviously, things are not working out. Coming off a 10-6 season, and based off of the draft picks that we had some nice picks in this last year's draft. Things are not panning out the way that we thought they would, but we really don't know because we're not backstage listening to all the conversations between Greer, Flores, the coaching staff. I think who's pulling the strings on the decisions as far as offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. Obviously, we're hurting right now. Chan Gailey we had last year. You guys are familiar with Chan Gailey. Mm-hmm. So he's older now, but we also had a veteran quarterback last year. So it's Tua doesn't have that veteran presence there and they were both rooting for each other. I think that's a big downfall too. But obviously some of the choices that Greer's made to offensive coordinators, the cutting of Van Noy, whether if you want to pay him or not, if he was producing, there's been just a threshold of decisions that are questionable. Now, is it Greer? I think it all falls down to the coaching staff. To be honest with you, it's got to be Brian Flores, the coaching staff, evaluating talent, and even it goes down to the scouts. Look at the draft picks that we have right now; they're just flat out not producing. You want to look at Christian Wilkins a couple of years ago. Only now we're starting to see a little bit of bright light of Christian Wilkins. I mean, really, that was our first round draft pick. So it's just been an uphill battle, but hey, we had a 10-6 season. You guys know we met you guys at the end of the season. A win gets us in, and it just wasn't there.
I thought what you guys did right was from the very beginning, which was drop everything, start up. I mean, you guys you guys took the Buffalo Bills motto, which was dump the trash, start fresh. Mm-hmm. My problem with what you guys have done is what we did was dump the trash, start fresh. We've had great drafts. Me and Mikey went over this for the past, I think last week. We've had really good draft picks. We've had good draft and we've had good free agent pickups, and we're not overspending. I think with you guys did the right thing. You guys had that motto in. Like Greer and Flores had that motto, but what the execution has not clearly, as of today, has not been there. The draft picks have not been there. The free agents have not been there. So it's kind of like you've done it for nothing, right? So you did all that, and you're still a 1-6 team. I thought you guys. I think Flores is a good coach. I just don't know if he's a good at drafting. I don't know if he's good at getting the right players in place. That's the problem.
Tommy,
Go ahead,
before we go in and get
I
Captain
know there's a
D's,
super chat.
we got a super chat that came in.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Scott. We really appreciate
Yeah.
it. You know, anything you guys give helps not only make the show better, but also helps M25 Farms, who is hashtags a charity this year. So Scott comes in and asks, you know, he assumes that the Dolphins are going to play and bring 4, drop 7. What's your thoughts, Captain D, on your defensive scheme this week?
Good question, by the way.
My thoughts on the defense on a defensive scheme is someone's got to step up. Jalen Phillips, I mean Christian Wilkins. I mean that's key. I mean if you want to mimic, this is a copycat league. We have to get some type of pressure to alleviate the secondary. And right now we're not producing pressure. We're just not. Like Emmanuel Ogbah's got to step up. And we got to see some life out of Jalen Phillips a little bit. Christian Wilkins, that's what's going to keep this game somewhat manageable, is getting pressure on Josh Allen, making him feel uncomfortable. But if we're not getting any pressure, it's going to be easy pickings.
So last week, I noticed you guys ran a lot of like 7 and 8 DB personnels at times. You guys played that, dime defense or whatever they want to call it nowadays. Do you see that as your standard against those, spread them out, throw it offenses now? Is that kind of what you guys are moving to? Because I didn't see a lot of that last year against you guys. You guys ran a little bit against us in week 17 last year, and we saw how that worked out.
I hope not, because Kyle Pitts, nine receptions, 163 yards. He's running off the line without. I mean, someone needs to at least punch him, something. Press him off the line, but letting him run freely like that. I mean, it killed us at the end of the drive. Letting him run loose, that big play downfield, they get closer into field goal range. I mean, like, I don't see the strategy in that, but it all shows in the numbers after the game. It's just, and going into this game, let's man up.
So, do you think you guys are going to run? Because you guys in the first half, you guys did a pretty good job against Josh. We had 14 points going into halftime. And then the second half, Josh figured out the zone that you guys were running against him, and he picked it apart. Yep. So, do you foresee you guys? Dable too. Josh Dable. I figure that they share one brain really right now. Yep. So, do you foresee trying to run that zone, or do you guys, because that's what you guys have been doing for like the last 6-7 weeks, is run a lot of zone? Do you guys see going back to the man-to-man, even though your guys are dinged up?
And I was just about to touch on that. I think that depends on Jerome Baker if he's available. But even then, I think this is going to come down to, we need to play more man. I mean, the zone right now, if you're not getting any pressure at all, I mean, we're high on trying to get the turnover, but as far as other than turnovers, late drives, we can't even hold our own. So I think it's going to be, is Jerome Baker going to play or not? Is he going to be there? There's a lot of question marks on the defense right now.
I'll tell you what would concern me as a Dolphin fan. Flores is a defensive coordinator. He's a defensive coach, just like Sean McDermott. The fact that you guys are ranked 28th in defense is crazy to me. The offense, fine. Like, I get it, because you guys have a split OC. Tua's fucking, who knows what his mind is thinking, even though he's saying he's not looking at, hearing the outside noise. But the defense to be ranked 28th is unacceptable for a defensive coach. And I got to say, it's just like when Buffalo had Greg Williams as a defensive coach, and we were fucking ranked 28th. It's unacceptable. If you're a defensive coach, your defense should be top notch, top 10. I mean, that's what you are. You're a defensive coach. And the fact that you guys are 28th is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And the fact that you're giving up mad yards on passing and running, unacceptable. So I don't understand why Flores as a defensive coordinator in place, fuck the offensive coordinators. What's going on with the defense coordinator? Are they on the same page? What is going on? That I would be more worried about your defense because you just paid Xavier Howard buku bucks. And I already could see on his face that he's like, what the fuck did I do? Because he probably had a chance to get out on a trade.
Well, it's only a 1-year deal for X.
Well,
right?
I'm just saying, exactly your point, Mike. So next season, he can get the fuck out, right? 1-year deal. He can be like, hey, I don't see the vision here. The coach is the GM. They're all over. And that's my point with your team. There's a lot of rumors that the locker room is like a lot of talk with Flores. And I got to say, and I told you this on Monday, there's been talk since he was hired, players coming out. They did not like Flores. They did not like Flores, and they wanted out. And Flores said, fine, get out.
Yeah, Minka.
But, right, and Minka Fitzpatrick, one of the best safeties in the league. Now, you all know, winning here is everything. Doesn't matter. Now you guys are 1-6, probably going 1-7. Let's be real. When does it come time for the owner to make a decision on the coach? Listen, at first I loved your coach, but I don't know now. Is he a player coach? Is he a coach that players respect? Because I don't think they respect him. I don't think they like him. And that's a fucking problem in the locker room. That's a problem also bringing in free agents who already have the word that Flores is a problem. How are you guys going to get guys to come in? You know what I mean?
So before you answer that, Captain, I want to add on to that. So not only, I guess the question I have really is from a Dolphins fan perspective. Do you guys see the path of what you guys are trying to do? Is there truly a plan, and has the plan been outlined? Like most coaches come in, they have a plan and they stick to the plan. Like it seems like you guys have gone backwards this year. So from a Dolphins fan perspective, is the plan flawed, or is the plan just you gotta trust the process, as McDermott would say?
Listen, I think a good question, but I think everybody at one point in their life, especially as far as they have a plan. Obviously, if you looked at it, the Dolphins had a plan. When we traded away Laramie Tunsil, we got all those picks. We pick up Austin Jackson,
by the way.
Igbenogany. And things were rolling. Plan B, 10-6. We're a win away from the playoffs. Everything's looking on plan. Hey, we didn't make it, but 10-6, we'll take it. Everything's looking great. So the plan was working, and this draft was to tweak that plan by adding on some more tools for Tua, a nice little pass rush with we had Gregory Rousseau, or are we going to choose Jalen Phillips? Or do we go running back? And we chose Jalen Phillips. He's still young. We're a couple games into the season, but I think obviously things aren't going as planned right now. Tua got hurt. Game 2 of the season. So, things aren't going as planned. Some of the key acquisitions that we've made in the offseason, we've cut. Some players that we've signed, and some guys that are just not panning out. So things aren't going as planned right now. And of course, when you're 1-6, everyone wants to jump ship. We were 10-6 last season. We started 1-4, I believe, and we turned it around. It's a little bit late now, but so things aren't going as planned. But and of course, adding in Deshaun Watson with all of our issues that's going on, it just increases a lot more problems for the team. Which I just think it's bad timing. What's going on with the season, and then adding on this now.
Bad teams. Listen to me, and I'm for real. I'm for real on this. Listen, guys, everybody out there listening, not just NFL, NBA, MLB. Bad teams make shitty decisions. You guys trade for Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, that's a bad decision. That is a reach. That is a fucking, we got, our fans are pissed. Let's just get something in here. Let's fucking, paint up the fucking walls, the shitty walls, and let's just hope this building stays, intact for the next 2 seasons so we can get butts in the seats. I think if you guys do that, that's good. And I'm telling you right now, D, you heard me. I talked to you about this. That's going to set you back for many, many seasons. I don't think that's the right move. I think that's a terrible move. And I'll tell you why. Even if Deshaun Watson, let's just say that shit is put to rest. Let's just say hypothetically. I don't know what you guys are going to trade for him, but it's probably going to be multiple first-round picks. Let's say 2. Bro, you guys are giving up first-round picks that could be a way better younger quarterback on a cheaper deal because he's on a rookie contract on a fucking quarterback. And by the way, you guys have no offensive line. Your defense is ranked 28th. Forget that, bro. I think that's a desperate move for the fans just to get butts in the seats, and I think that's just going to set you back. I think that's a terrible move. And I think Dolphin fans will remember this move if you guys make this for many, many seasons. I would not touch that. I'm sorry. That's a desperate move. That's all I got to say about that.
I just want to say real quick something on Spin 0481's comment about, and I talked to Tommy about this with this last year's draft, that I thought it was vital for the Dolphins to get a 3-down back, a 3-down running back, help him out. We had 2 picks in the first round. Get him a decent offensive lineman. I think Penei Sewell was gone when we had made some trades, obviously, but that wasn't their plan. I think their plan for this year has failed. Their plan should have been reassure that offensive line, draft Najee Harris. He was available. Everyone was afraid that the Buffalo Bills were. I was like, please do not get Najee Harris, Buffalo Bills. And when I saw what we did, it was just upsetting because I thought that they should have, secured that offensive line, get him some help at running back. And I only say this because I look at the template of Ryan Tannehill, what's going on right now in Tennessee.
No doubt. Listen. Offensive line isn't a sexy position.
It's
in
not.
The draft. Everybody knows that, but it all starts up front. Mikey knows this. Everybody knows this. You don't have a good offensive line. I don't care who you got at quarterback or running back. You are fucked. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time. Let's be honest. I hate the fucking guy. He's had great protection throughout his career. Probably the best line. And he gets protected, okay? All the quarterbacks, the great quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, even in Denver, had probably the best offensive line ever. Dallas Cowboys had the greatest offensive line in the 90s, and that's why we lost the Super Bowl, because they could fucking run and truck our defensive line. That's how it's built. Got to start up front. So I think you guys fucked up there, number one, when you had all those picks, all that potential, all that money, and you got signed. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then you cut players, you're losing money. It's just been a disaster, to be honest. Like I said in the beginning, you guys had the right mindset, but you failed to execute. And that's why now you're back to square A, right? Square B, or whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Square one, whatever. You're back to square one, right? So it's like rebuilding all over again. And that's a problem.
Yes, Tommy, to a point, yes. But if you go back, you can look at a quarterback, whether he has offensive line or not, and they either look good or they don't. There's an eye test to it.
Yeah.
I don't think Tua should have played last year at all. He was injured, and you could see
100%.
that he was injured. This year, and people, and I know a lot of people are down on Tua. And I've been called by Tommy a Tua lover because I defend the kid, because I don't think there's enough film on him to know if he's going to be good or bad. I truly don't. He's a Bama quarterback who had nothing but first-round picks on the O-line, first-round picks in the backfield, first-round picks at the receiver. So now he's in the NFL where he doesn't have that. and he's
Yeah.
not a mobile guy. So much like what Buffalo Rant says here, it says, hold on, Josh Allen had no offensive line and easily passed the eye test. I haven't seen anything from Tua in the few games I've seen him play, but as a Dolphin fan, does Tua look like, does he pass your eye test or no?
Good question. You know what? When I look at, the overall body, I mean, he's maybe played almost a full season. Coming off the injury that he came off of in college, recovering. I do like what I see, and I do. I'm going to say it right now. I believe in Tua. I do believe in Tua. If you see the body of work that he has around him, Devontae Parker's not playing. Preston Williams, Preston Williams is, Will Fuller, key addition, hurt, served a suspension in the beginning of the season. Think about all these factors, a weak offensive line. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, I know that quarterbacks are supposed to make every, quarterback. I look at last night's game and I'm just like, and I talked to Tommy about this and I'm just like, man, Kyler Murray, 5'9", man, he can't, this is, there's some guys that can make it happen more than others and some need help. Ryan Tannehill. We went down that road.
Baker Mayfield.
You're right. But I do think that if you look at the efficiency and actually the passer rating of last week, Tua's right up there. He's right up there. But I do think he has the intangibles to be a great quarterback. I do. But it's got to be in the right system and the right help around him. That's what I feel.
I disagree. I disagree with both of you. I think he's Baker Mayfield. And I don't think Baker Mayfield is great. I think Baker Mayfield is good enough to lead a team with talent. Baker Mayfield came in the league on a team that had a Lamborghini, right? Came into a fucking pro. He had it all set in place. He's a good quarterback. Lose a couple of those pieces, he's average at best. Let's be real. I think my problem with Tua is this. Couple things. His rookie season, just like Josh Allen, wasn't good. But as many people know, even outside of Buffalo, let's say you're a Dolphin fan, whatever fan you are, you eventually saw Josh Allen highlights and said, man, that guy has potential. Like, that's amazing. That play there, you probably can't get from another quarterback. Like, I saw something in there. Tua, his rookie season, I didn't see that. I didn't see it at all. I didn't see any play that wowed me. Nothing that was like, man, you know what? Yeah, he didn't have much, but I saw something in the kid. I didn't see that. I'm not saying I watch Dolphins 24/7. Maybe I'm wrong. But that right there is a red flag, right? Second season. Now you're saying he's only officially played one season. Listen, that's not our fault he got injured. He was injured in college. He came out of college, out of injury. He got injured again. He's been injured again, right? He's already missed games this season. Is there a problem because maybe he's just not big enough, like a Russell Wilson? Doesn't matter about size. Listen, Doug Flutie was small. He took hits. Russell Wilson's small. He takes hits, right? He stays in the league. Doesn't get hurt much. Maybe Tua just cannot take that hit. Maybe Tua needs a lot around him, like a Baker Mayfield, to succeed. And maybe that's the problem that he's having. And I'm not saying Tua won't succeed somewhere else, because maybe he will. But I don't think he'll ever be great. I just don't. I don't see the great factor in Tua. I see the good factor. I see the Tua starting on a team and he's like a Baker Mayfield. That's where I see Tua. But if he loses some players, he's fucked. That's where I see it. And Josh Allen, let's be real. He had nobody. Listen, you want to talk about Tua having nobody. Let's be real, Mikey. You know this for a fact. In 2018, Josh Allen had nobody. The receivers on his team are not even in the league anymore.
The best one was Biscuit Benjamin.
Yes, who's not even in the league. Now, Zach, what's his name? The other guy. He's on the Raiders. He doesn't contribute to shit. We had a
Zay
shitty
Jones?
O-line. Yeah, Zay Jones. Other than that, we were just starting the rebuild. We weren't even, listen, he wasn't even supposed to start. It was supposed to be AJ McCarron. And we traded him. He was so bad. And I think, and then of course, what's his name came in. He was even worse. We had no choice to put him in. So, but you still saw like the Minnesota game. You still saw plays that were like, wait a minute. This guy could be good. This guy could be great. There's plays here this guy's making that blows your mind. I didn't see that from Tua. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if Tua can do that, but you know what? Also, I'm afraid
You're
about
not
Tua.
watching enough Miami
Listen.
Dolphins football.
No.
And why would I? I'm a Bills fan.
I am. Listen, I am. And one more, and I'll leave on this. One more thing. The one thing that worries me about Tua, and it has to be a concern. I think this guy, and you know this, D, when you get injured, a major injury, it does linger in your mind.
Yes.
And I think in Tua, I think that's there because he used to scramble a lot in college. He was a mobile quarterback. I don't see that anymore. I think Tua is very hesitant. I think he's scared of being hit. I think that, and that's not good. I think psychologically it's in his head. And I don't think you'll ever see the Tua you saw that was in Alabama when he was out there.
I just want to touch on that real quick. And you know, I'm going to be real with you, Tommy, is that, you know, you got to, you know, on your spare time when the Dolphins aren't playing and the Bills aren't playing at 1:00, Tua is scrambling. And to be honest with you, with the Atlanta game, there was a couple scary, you know, scrambles that he did, especially towards the end of the game where he caught from behind. And you're just kind of like holding your breath a little bit. But you know, I will say I do see him scrambling more than I want him to. And I do see him trying to be a real vocal leader out there, even when we were behind. Remember, we were behind and we took the lead. It's just the defense let us down. It wasn't Tua. So
I thought
you know,
Tua, yeah. Listen, last two games, Tua's played very well. But it was
Correct.
against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, listen.
And who did you guys play last week? Who was it?
we had the Jags.
Oh, who was the week before?
Listen, we don't. I know where you're going with
Come
this.
on, man. Come
You know,
on, dude.
Coming off broken ribs. I mean, things are not going obviously the way that we want them to go, but you do see signs of Tua. You see the good, you see the bad, but for the most part, you see some resilience in him. You know, you see some resilience. I do see a leader out there, and I do see a connection with him and Jalen Waddle and Gesicki growing. We know Fitz had that connection, and we'll touch on that later. A little, you know, we're going to talk about some stuff about this matchup. I'll let you go ahead, Mike.
So,
Tua
let's do this first.
Tua is the Seattle quarterback right now.
No.
What's his name?
No.
What's his name?
Geno Smith?
Tua is Geno Smith. I'm going to call right now.
I'm listening. I'm listening to Captain D talk. I'm listening to Captain D talk, and what I'm hearing is Buffalo Bills fans with J.P. Losman, Trent Edwards, on and on and on, where we can find bright spots in the game to try so hard. We want them so badly, and their front offices failed them, and we sucked.
That's true. I love JP Losman. Mikey, thank you. I was about to boo you. JP,
let me just touch on this right now.
JP had talent, but
the
front office failed him.
They did. 100%.
I'm just gonna touch on this because I've been able to experience JP Losman.
Love JP.
Shame on both of you guys for comparing JP Losman to Tua. I mean, are you serious?
JP looked better than Tua's looked.
No,
come on, dude.
no, I'm sorry, no.
JP won a Super Bowl in his league.
Yeah, he might have showed up a couple times in Miami, but no. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that.
Hey,
I don't agree with
that.
Stats.
Look at his stats.
You don't have to.
He had a good year.
I do not agree with that.
You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree. You know, we can go down the list. Well, it's not like I compared him to EJ Manuel. JP,
You're
right.
and
I'll
Lee
give you that.
Evans
I'll
did-
give you that. I'll give you
You
that.
know, JP and Lee Evans had a connection, and JP
They
did a lot of good things for Buffalo. And we found, like, as a Bills fan, you held on to anything you possibly could to say, this is our guy. And the
It wasn't
Falcons
a top
failed
10
him.
wasn't a
I'm
top
not-
10 pick either, by the way.
Listen, I'm not too sure where did JP Lossman play
Late
college football
first
at?
round, I think. Late first round, right?
No, but where did he play college football? Does anybody know? I'm not too sure.
Tulsa, Tulane, with the wave.
Tulane,
with the
right?
wave. Yeah, Tulane. I believe.
Tulane.
With the wave, whatever the wave is, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's
The
Tulane.
wave is a logo. I have his jersey, bro. Hey, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I don't give a fuck. All right? I was a Lossman fan.
How?
I don't care what anyone says. I thought that guy. Listen, Captain D. I'm gonna tell you right now, and we're gonna cut this short because I don't want to go on too long. Good players can go on bad teams and can fuck them up psychologically, everything. And I listen. Let's be real. Those Buffalo Bills teams after the Super Bowl era was fucking terrible. Anybody going to that team, especially a quarterback, was doomed to fail. I don't give a fuck who you were. This was not ran by Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott. These were fucking terrible coaches, terrible GMs that had terrible vision. Okay? Listen, Eric Moulds was on a fucking Buffalo Bills team for 10 seasons. He had 5 starting quarterbacks, 3 different head coaches. Come on, bro. You cannot be good as a quarterback. You got to remember, Captain D, there's different philosophies. A new coach comes
Of
in.
course.
He's a defensive coach. He's an offensive coach. He brings an offensive corner. He brings a defensive coordinator. Bro, JP Lossman was any player coming to Buffalo was set to fail. Anybody. Bro, we had decent teams, bro. 2002, we had fucking Drew Bledsoe. We had Eric Moulds. We had Peerless Price. We had a fucking great team. Travis Henry. We should have went to the playoffs. We were
Tommy,
8-8.
Tommy,
Unacceptable.
we're getting off topic here. We're getting off topic.
I'm just
My
saying.
point was I'm listening to Captain D and I'm listening to like Dudley Do Wrong and TD Fens
Dudley
talk
Do
and these guys, and you guys are grasping for an area, and you know I'm seeing where we were at versus where you were at now. So you know I picked JP because he fell in the middle. That's why I used him as
the man.
That's why I used him as the example.
Like I truly now, quarterback.
You know, I truly believe the Bills front office failed him. That's why he didn't pan out.
Did.
Much like
100%.
Tua has, you know, when Tua came out, he was basically, you know, described as a mechanical guy. You know, he comes out, he's pinpoint accurate. He doesn't have the strongest arms, but he's much like Drew Brees is what they compared him to. You know, he's going to get the ball out. Anticipation. However, Drew Brees was able to go between first, second, and third receivers. When we look at
another
Tua's,
Dolphin mistake, by the
chart,
way, Drew Brees got Adam.
Okay. When we look at Tua's charts, when he has to come off of his first receivers, his numbers drop dramatically.
Oh, terrible.
So my question for Captain D is in the Fins family, is it he doesn't have a better than a number 1 receiver and he's just throwing to horrible number 2s and number 3s, or is it a Tua issue?
I think it's our receiver staying healthy. You know, Preston Williams hurt, Devontae Parker. We had him first couple of weeks hurt. You know, yeah, we're gonna get some Mike Gesicki, Will Fuller hurt. And where's the presence of Albert Wilson? But I will say this, you know, Mac Holland, yeah, you know, but hey,
Albert Wilson,
you know, yeah. If anybody remembers Albert Wilson, before he had a horrible hip injury and sat out the COVID season, you know, he's back, you know, and hopefully he can help us on Sunday, but. You know, hey, Mac Hollins, you know, he showed up and Tua showed great consistency right now with Jalen Waddle. But there's not, you know, I think obviously right now, and I don't like to make an excuse of it, there's injuries. There's injuries right now. There is
and
key
injuries happen.
And injuries happen, but there's key injuries because, you know, these are the same guys that have been trying to gel before preseason, before, you know, working out. So
So
when you
that goes
lose,
back to just they don't mean to cut you off, but that goes back to our original conversation when the front office and your head coach changed over the team. They did it too much, so there was no continuity because because I mean, if we're talking about injuries and guys dropping, you should have enough continuity where the next guy can stand up. But if they had to learn to gel, that means a lot of them are new. So they have the rosters too much turning over season every year, right? So we put that back on
I mean,
the GM and the coach.
I think the biggest as far as guys gelling has been, if you is Mike Gesicki. Why hasn't he been involved much early in the season? Jalen Waddle, he's been showing up as a rookie. He's a favorite target, but I would like to see more gelling of Tua and Mike Gesicki. Where is that?
You guys have
Why
one
does-
of the you guys have one of the best tight. Listen, in my opinion, I love Dawson Knox. I do. I think Dawson Knox has shown out this year. But as far as like an underrated kind of tight end that could do a lot, be probably in the top 5 conversation, bro, Mike Gesicki is fucking unbelievable, and you guys don't use him. You guys don't. You don't use him enough. I think when you guys have Fitzpatrick, it showcased them more. But now it's like, I don't know. But I think I'll tell you what, the last 2 games, I think Tua and Gesicki are kind of getting in a little motion there.
You can
which
see
is
it. Yeah.
good as a Dolphin fan. That's good to see. But bro, that to be honest with you, that's your number 1 target. Right there.
Yeah. So why does he come off the field so much?
Right.
Well,
That's a
the reason
weird
why he
thing.
comes off the field so much is because of protection issues. So he plays the tight end position, but he is not that great at blocking. He's
Yeah, I heard
basically
that,
a
yeah.
glorified wide receiver, So
Okay, clear.
when protection issues, come up and let's say, a third down or, when we need to bring in somebody else to block, he's not great at blocking. So that's why you see him come off. He's just not a reliable blocker. And obviously right now with
Yeah.
our offensive line issues, that becomes an issue.
You would think to keep you because he's your best receiver. I mean, I think we all know that.
100%.
It's him and
100%.
Waddle, and then everybody else.
Yep.
You would think they would just slide him out to the outside and let him block a cornerback rather than pulling him actually off the field. Like when he comes off the field, you're like, okay, who's going to scare us? Waddle. Make sure you cover up Waddle, or they're going to run the ball. Yeah. It's almost a tell. It's very much like the year that we brought in Frank Gore. And the second Frank Gore came in the game, everyone knew we were running.
Yeah, and I'll tweak that a little bit. I do think that Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki right now, I don't think we utilize like Gesicki. We're not utilizing Waddle for what he really is. He's a speedster. We were kind of looking at him as a Tyreek Hill type deal. Devontae Parker, when he is healthy, is that acrobatic guy that can jump up, get it one-handed, behind the back, whatever you want, you throw it up. And Fitz knew that. Tua's got to adjust to that. But when Devontae Parker is healthy and Mike Gesicki's been pretty much healthy for the most part, I think those are our most dynamic receivers. Waddle's getting there. It seems like that's Tua's little favorite, target right now. But it's just a matter of everyone being healthy and building that continuity together as a unit. Football is a lot of continuity and running routes and knowing where that person's going to be and speed. And right now we just don't have that.
Well, your split OC, by the way, doesn't help at all. By the way, doesn't help the plays. Doesn't help Tua at all, because if Tua has a question, like I just don't understand that. So if it's a third down, are the OCs talking to each other and going, hey, I like this play, I like this play, no, I don't like this? Like, who makes the final decision? Because there has to be a final decision, right? You got 2 minds, like me and Mikey. We're on this show together. We're not always agreeing. There's going to come a point where we don't agree. And, bro, you're on the field. You got 30-something seconds to make a play call. I mean, like, I don't understand it at all. I think that's probably the worst thing you could ever have, especially in the NFL, to have a split OC. I mean, that is just, I don't get it. I never will. And I think that's why you guys are ranked 31st. I'm going to be real with you. I think if you had even fucking old ass Chan Gailey would be ranked better than 31st. Let's be real. Let's be dead honest. Because there's no way you guys were ranked 31st last season. Even with Tua being pulled from games for Fitzpatrick to come in and finish the show. And it's the same fucking team. There's no excuse. Not like you guys lost players on offense. It's the same offense. The same offense. It's just different OCs. And now you guys are ranked 31st. That's coaching. That is coaching 100%. And there's no way that Tua is. Who does he go to? Who does he talk to? Which OC? I don't like it, man. I think it's just that right there shows you the dysfunction in Miami and the bad. Whoever the fuck decided to do that, I don't know what to tell you.
That's the head coach. That's the head coach.
The head coach needs to be talked to clearly. Greer, the owner, they need to fucking say, listen, we ain't listening to you no more after next season. This season's a wrap, bro. I'm going to be real with you. You guys are 1-6. There's no coming back. That is it. I don't care what you guys do the rest of the season. That is very, very, very tough to come back from. You guys aren't running the table, okay? I think at the end of the season, there's a lot to go through. And if you guys, like I said, and we talked about it earlier, if you guys make that Deshaun trade, good luck. Good fucking luck, because that's going to set you back.
Tommy, we're closing in on the hour.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask him a couple questions about his defense and how he was going to stop, Josh and the team. So from your side, you look at Josh Allen and his receivers. Between the red zones where we seem to be moving the ball at will, we're 26th in red zone. I think we spent the bye week working on that. At least that's what they better have been doing to fix it. What kind of defense can you see them running to slow down this Buffalo offense?
Well, no, if I'm the head coach, I'm looking at it as I'm trying to scheme up to get some type of pressure. This is we talk about copycat leagues. I'm looking at what the Tennessee Titans tried to do to beat the Buffalo Bills by a little hair, but and that's getting pressure on Josh Allen. That's the only thing we can do to disrupt anything. You want to talk about if Xavier Howard plays or Byron Jones plays or who plays, it's up front. We know that Buffalo is going to be tough nose, punches in the face. We got to punch back. We got to be stout on the defensive line, and we got to get pressure. We got to disrupt. As far as the X factor on defense, I got Dolphins fans. If there's any on this podcast right now, is it's the X-Man. He's got to step up, whatever it might be, a strip a ball, anything. He has to step up and make a turnover. Anything will count right now. Going forward. Oh my goodness.
All right.
He did it.
So you gave me your X factor on defense. Who's your X factor on offense? If you guys were gonna be able to move the ball on Buffalo and score, who's your X factor on offense?
The X factor on offense is for me. We don't know if Devontae Parker, he's been limited. We're dancing around that, but it's got to be, every team has their player, has their man, and that is Mike Gesicki. You have to get Mike Gesicki, feed him, let him have a field day, and just like how we just got to feed him the ball. We just like how Kyle Pitts, 9 receptions, 163 yards. We got to feed Mike Gesicki that and have a field day and get some turnovers, get some pressure, and let's make it happen.
All right, Tommy, we're talking. We're
talking on JP Lawson. Yeah, JP Lawson.
No, we're off JP Lawson. We're talking X factors. Give me your offensive, defensive X factors.
Okay. I know, Mikey. So offensive X factor, I got Emmanuel Sanders. I think Emmanuel Sanders has been clicking with Josh Allen. I think it's getting better and better each game. And Emmanuel Sanders is almost turning into the number one. I love Stephon Diggs, but man, something about Emmanuel Sanders, bro. God, good golly. So he's my number one X factor in this game. Defense, I've been saying Rousseau, but I'm going to change it up this game. I'm going to say AJ Epinesa because he didn't play last week. He's fucking pissed off. And you guys know what he did against Miami the last time we played. He took Tua right the fuck out. I think AJ Epinesa is going to be pissed, and he's going to be making some plays. So I got AJ on the defense and Emmanuel on the offense.
Yeah, okay, I can get that. Offense, I'm going with Diggs. I think it's Diggs has been quiet.
Back, baby.
Yeah, Diggs has been quiet. As people are starting to realize Sanders is more involved in the offense, with Beasley more involved in the offense, and without Knox there, I think Diggs is going to have a bigger game. They don't ever put X on Diggs. It's usually Jones who's on Diggs.
They got good corners though.
Here's the thing: they've been running a lot of zone. If they run zone, if they rush 4 and drop 7, I think Diggs is going to eat them alive.
No doubt. They're fucked. Yeah, you guys better not do that shit against us.
And then defensively, I'm going to say it's going to be Matt Milano. And that's because I need Milano to shut down Gesicki. So Milano's going to be
I like
my
it.
guy.
No, that's good. That's good. Now, who do you got, Captain D? Dan Marino and who?
He's got Gesicki on offense and Howard on defense. So it's time for predictions, fellas. Give me your prediction. We'll go start with you, Captain D. What's your prediction for the game?
It's going to be tough for me to say, man, but, I'm going to call it the way how it is. This is going to be a tough game. We enjoy the warm weather down here in South Florida. It's going to be a little bit cold for us. I haven't looked at the temp. It's probably going to be in the 50s or windy in Buffalo, the usual.
Always windy.
Always. I've got 37-14 Bills.
I like it.
Tommy?
44-17.
Jesus.
Buffalo in a rout. Hoo-yah!
Wow.
We won 35-0 in Miami. There is no reason, especially after all your dysfunction this week and the last 2 weeks. You guys have lost to 2 terrible teams. There's no reason that we are going to make this game close. I am very nice giving you 17. Very nice. It could be shittier than that. 44-17.
Wow. I'm giving. I guess I have more faith in the Dolphins' offense than anybody else does. But I think it's gonna be 37-20. Bills, and I think they get a garbage time touchdown to make it 20.
Don't listen to him. Fans out there.
Because you know what? Say what you want. Tua doesn't give up. The dude just fires. He did it last year when he was losing by 50 something. He just keeps on throwing. He doesn't, he doesn't quit. Okay, we got it. We beat him 35-0, but Tua didn't play the whole game. We knocked him out. Are you saying we're going to knock him out again? Are you saying we're going to knock him out again?
Very possible.
Because if it's Brissett, there's a chance that they don't score. But I believe with Tua,
I don't know about that.
They do have a chance.
I think opposite. I think Brissett's better than Tua right now.
I don't.
I think he gives them more of a chance.
Not
I think their
even
best
close.
games, Mikey, their best games have been with Brissett. Raiders overtime. They put up, what did you guys put up? 30-something points? You guys did very well against another team that you lost against with Brissett. I thought Tua's played well against Jacksonville. Come on. He's so lost. Get the hell out of here. No way. You guys are way better with Jacoby Brissett, and you're not playing him. I'll take Tua in the game, and we will knock him out probably again. And then, I'm giving you 17 because I'm a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. Yeah, it's not like they're paid to do a job, right? So, I do. I think it's going to be, in the fourth quarter, we're going to be running away with it. They're going to have 13, and they're going to get a garbage time touchdown against our backups. Like,
You know what it
we give
is,
up in the past.
Mikey? It's because of the Titans loss. Now Mikey is
The first
he's
time I get on board
scared.
with your blowouts, I'm like,
He's
we
scared.
lose. I won't make that mistake again.
You'll never.
I won't make that mistake again.
Now he's gonna do like 7.3 point.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We're still winning by 17.
Oh, woo! All right, fuck that shit. We blow him the fuck out. All right, go ahead.
All right. So, do you got anything else you got going on, Captain D, or anything left to say to hashtag Nation?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as Dolphins fans, and for the Dolphins, we were trying to be built as a tough-nosed team. Someone punches you in the face, punch them right back. This has got to be one of the trenches. And we're in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. We don't like the cold weather. We're from South Florida, but you know what? Man up. Let's go. Come on, Dolphins. Let's go. Let's pull this off.
Look at these score predictions. They're better than me. I mean, 4-2.
I know.
Now, 4-2 will be interesting. That would be
47
two safeties.
Can you imagine what they say about Josh Allen if we win 4-2?
All
God,
safeties.
Can you
That would be
imagine what
an
Nick Wright would
unbelievable
say?
game.
Can you imagine what Nick Wright would say if the Bills won 4-2? Oh God! All right, Tommy, what do you got left?
That's it, bro. Hey, listen, Captain D, I appreciate you coming on. Captain D is my buddy, by the way. He's a really good guy. He's new to this world as far as YouTube. He's a realist. He's not a homer. This is a great person. I'm not a homer either. I'm going to tell you how it is. Mikey's going to tell you how it is. This is how we work. We love having you on, Captain D. We will definitely have you on again. Check me out, Mafia Sports Report. I will be on tomorrow with Captain D and Sports Donnie Podcast. AFC East Shakedown, 7:35 on Saturdays. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Captain D. And thank you, hashtag sports, man, once again.
Yep. And lastly, we want to thank Mr. Rogers Holmes for all that he does for hashtag sports and the M25 Farms charity. And to everyone that does come in here and watch us, we appreciate you. We love the chat. We really enjoy it. And Captain D, thanks so much for coming on.
Say?
One last thing I just want to say is thank you for having me on, and Mafia Sports Report and Tailgate. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And he did make a comment earlier about us getting Willie Beeman. And hey, at this point, it might be worth getting
Beeman.
Yep, getting Willie Beeman on the Dolphins. So
that's not good.
Right,
not
thank you for having me on.
All right, guys, have a great night. We'll be back for
Be
the post-game
good.
show. Later.
Go Bills.